Okay, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rogue One Star Wars Story review, the spoiler-free review. Yep, this will be spoiler-free. This is pre-recorded, so any hint at any possible spoilers, I'll have to cut it out, and I'll be bloody annoyed because reviewing stuff, well, editing stuff rather, takes forever. And before we begin, holy shit, just go out and watch this bloody film. It is that good, guys. Seriously, I think we can universally agree. Just go out and watch this film.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You need to watch it.
Top 3.
It's like, yeah, I mean, hell, we haven't even bothered with introductions. Yeah, just go out and watch this film. But then you'll probably ask, wait a minute, if you just already told us, why are we listening to this review? I mean, yeah, true say, but truly. But yeah, holy crap. Now we gotta justify why we think this review is in a spoilery way. So you know what a weird thing about this film was? There was a lot of panic. It was like we're hearing stories of reshoots, and people, oh my god, it's Disney! Bloody Disney are dumbing this stuff down. It's a case of, no guys, the only way I could describe it is it makes, everybody rates Empire Strikes Back. It basically makes Empire Strikes Back look like Sesame Street, and I'm not joking.
Some of the scenes that you see are really graphic. Like, there's no good guys. Like, you see the rebellion, and they're basically terrorists.
Yeah, you just see them doing bad things in the name of good. I mean, it's the ultimate cause of fight on the evil empire, but they're not knights. They're not shining knights, as it were.
No. But one man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist, and that's basically what you see in the film.
Yeah, you got
it harks back to the Clone Wars TV series. So when it got to near the end of season 4 onwards, that stuff was dark.
Yes.
That was not a kids' TV show.
No.
No.
And Christian, yes, there is a price to pay. The problem is, I think the first 2 acts, they are really slow. But I think it was sort of necessary. I think it was sort of necessary. But watching it a second time, because I think all of us here watched it twice, only sort of highlighted the fact. So the first half of the film, just a little bit slow to get off the ground. But definitely, it is worth it for the payoff. The third act, bloody hell.
It is slow, but it's all build up. Like, it explains what's happening and why, and you get a lot of character development, especially with Jin. So you understand why she's pulled into the rebellion and what she's doing, which I really enjoyed. So the build up was good because I didn't feel it was dragged out. The pacing was good, but watching it the second time round, I did just want to get to the third act.
Yeah, that was my problem. You were thinking, okay, hurry up.
Fast forward.
I mean, I relate it because it's still, as much as it's going to be a gritty war film facing off against the Empire, but it's still somewhat of a heist movie. I mean, they are there to steal plans from a huge sort of enemy. So, and they have a ragtag team put together. So I kind of attribute the slowish first act to let's get the team together, let's get everyone kind of mojo sorted, and then we can get off into the full-blown sort of heist planning and essentially the third act scenes, as it were.
But that's it's like A New Hope. It has the same kind of build, like the first 2 acts of A New Hope.
But
slow. And then you get the payoff at the end.
Yeah, but at least in New Hope, you began with for the time, you gotta think way back in the fucking 1970s. It was like, what was the biggest film that year? Damnation Alley.
Saw.
Just Google that out. Damnation Alley. That is quite. That sort of tells you what Star Wars was going up against. But basically, the opening shot where you see a Star Destroyer for the first time. We take it for granted now, but that was never seen. Even today, that holds up. You just think, okay, there's a little spaceship, it's getting away. Then you see a big-ass spaceship, it's going on.
Endless.
It's going on, and it's still going on. That's how you began A New Hope. Whereas, again, without spoiling it, Rogue One doesn't really begin that way.
It starts with a little shuttle, but it's small scale. You're just building that universe, and you've already seen the film, so this is just showing you a small part of that, which is it's it's a Star Wars story. It's not like an episode, like Episode 8 will be, but it doesn't even have the title. It's just Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Okay.
I call it episode 8.5.
It'll
No,
be
it's 3.5.
Yeah.
It spans 3 and 4. Go 3.5.
No, it can't be 3.5 because Rebels is before Rogue One.
Okay. We're halfway. Okay. We're halfway. Okay. We're about halfway through. So, what did we think about the characters then? Because again, I think I'm going to be honest and say the majority of them were generic. It was only Chirrut and obviously K2SO. Oh my God, K2SO! I want him as a Funko. I want him as a Funko plushie now. I didn't see the appeal, but now after watching the film, yep, I definitely want one.
I just want it as my ringtone.
I just want him in my house. Can I have them?
He is. I'm sorry, no, real rap. He's the greatest snarky. I know this is. Well, it's not because obviously we know his name. He's the greatest snarky robot since Marvin the Paranoid Android. If anything, he shits on him from great heights. Seriously.
He has pretty much most of the best lines in that movie.
He brings a lot of comedy, which is because it's quite a dark film. He
it is dark.
Up the darkness with just those witty one-liners, like.
Oh God, yeah.
He reminds me of Bender.
Yeah.
Yes, the Star Wars version of Bender.
Yeah, if he wasn't alcoholic and voiced by that bloke from Gears of War, but yeah.
And also the robot that's in Spaceballs, the C-3PO ripoff.
Oh yeah, the sort of the
I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah, Dot Matrix. Christian, I'm not quite sure how you came to that
Because of the sass.
Here's one sassy droid. Gotta give him that.
There was so much sass.
Oh, okay, but
I think I agree. Like, K2SOs and Chirruts, they had kind of by their dialogue and their on-screen scenes, they kind of showed off most of their kind of personalities.
The most memorable. Everyone else was
kind of generic-y. Sort of, they fit the role they needed to fit.
I loved Jin as a character. You get to see a lot of her starting from the beginning
to the end
with her as a child, and you get to see her as an adult as well, with a little bit of explaining of what happened to her in between. So there's a lot of development for that character, but everyone else was kind of, they didn't have as much depth to them, I felt. Cassian, he has
one time in this movie which kind of shows his kind of true colours.
Yeah.
His kind of motivation.
I don't want to say. I thought he was a badass, but I'm gonna be honest. He kind of felt like a character from like Call of Duty. He was a guy with a gun and a mission.
Yeah. Yes.
That was all I got from him, but that wasn't necessarily a bad thing because the guy played it well, and screw Tumblr. I actually loved how multicultural this whole show was because you just kind of think about it. We had Chirrut and his mate Baz. We had Asian blokes, the pilot.
Asians.
The rebels are just a bunch of ragtag.
Actually, can we get
alliance?
Yeah, can we just get this out of Can we just get this out of the way? Because it's like you can blatantly tell the Rogue One was made in today because you just think compared to like the original saga where basically the Rebel Alliance was just the whole Rebel Alliance fighter corps was just white guys. There was just it's a bit funny because a lot of people were saying that they were like Spitfire pilots. They looked like World War II pilots. And you kind of think, oh yeah, they did.
They did.
But whereas watching Rogue One, you think all of a sudden, wow, there are suddenly a lot more women pilots. There are suddenly a lot more black pilots.
Alien pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alien fighters as well.
They had Akbar, but he was an admiral. He's not in a ship. But apparently in A New Hope, there were female pilots, but they were cut, so they never ended up in the film.
Ooh.
There were
George.
There were two female pilots that ended up on the cutting room floor, and you get to see them in Rogue One. So those pilots are brought back.
Oh wow!
So, they didn't make it into the film the first time, but you get to see the fighter squadron. Yeah,
and also if am I allowed to say this about Red Leader?
Yeah, you can.
It's actually the same actor from New Hope.
Yes.
Even though he is more CGI'd because obviously he was 75.
Yeah.
We're gonna go
He
into
did.
that CGI in the spoiler cast. Oh,
Yeah,
I've got so much to say
but
about that.
He died 10 months ago, so it's a nice tribute to him.
Oh, sweet. Oh, but anyway, yeah, we're just gone over time now.
The fact that
Sorry.
he actually managed to get into,
Okay.
he's in A New Hope and then also in Rogue One, but
Yes.
slightly CGI'd because of his age, but then died like shortly after filming it. It's like
Okay. By the way,
That's
a better way.
one more thing.
yeah, go on.
The
Go on.
pilots all had the 80s mustaches, like the Top Gun.
Consistency.
we're
That's
talking
what I
about, yeah.
absolutely love. Like, they've kept the essence of the old films,
That-
and they've
yeah.
just brought that into the modern day, which is amazing.
The entire movie looks, by the way the design team and the set up has been done, it looks
It
as
looks-
if it was born from the
it
episode 4 universe.
It looks like the 70s, but the problem is, it actually looks better than the 70s because it's a case of whenever I watch The New Hope, you could just basically tell, yeah, that canopy is flimsy as hell. That's not going to work in space.
Cheap budget, old times.
Yeah. Whereas, when I was watching Rogue One, I thought, yeah, that looks like a sturdy cockpit. But anyway, because we're now deadly over time, because obviously people are ADHD with any YouTube video that's over 10 minutes. The most important question is, where does this stack compare to, let's say, yeah, because this is like Disney's second outing. Do we think this is better, or do we think this is better than, let's say, the recent film, The Force Awakens? I'm going to go ahead and say I think it's slightly... I don't think it's as good as The Force Awakens. It's only like literally The Force Awakens is better by just a smidge. But what do other people think?
I think, in terms of as a movie, what it's set out to do, was to set out to do a war film and to show you the Death Star plans. I think it achieved those roles better, and I think it's slightly better than Force Awakens. Just in terms of it's more entertaining.
We're going to go into depth about that, yeah.
As in, they're both great movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just one's bad as one's great. They're both great, enjoyable movies. But I left this one feeling a lot more excited to see it again than I did from Force Awakens.
Okay. Christian?
I think this is better than Force Awakens. I love The Force Awakens, but like this, it just it's so hard to explain. It just brings a whole new dimension to the Star Wars story and saga that when you watch A New Hope again, you're like, wow, why'd you do this to me?
Okay.
The New Hope becomes Rogue One sequel directly.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a sequel for reasons we're going to probably gush over in the spoiler. This is all about the spoiler cast.
Unless we get the Botham film.
I would see that, and I would laugh my head off. I would see that, and I would laugh my head off if they just call it Rogue 2, and everyone would say, you know what, I'm up for it. I mean, but oh god. So, Khaled, opinions then? Awesome.
I've seen the film twice, and I love it. It's like the gritty Star Wars film that I've always wanted. I can still taste the grit in my mouth. That's how real it is. But for me, watching it the first time, I absolutely loved it, and I would probably rate it higher than The Force Awakens. But for rewatchability,
yeah, that's my problem. That's my problem too.
Yeah, because it's a heist movie and the tension is gone when you watch it the second time, I think I can rewatch The Force Awakens again and again and again, and the nostalgia is always there. But for Rogue One, I can't rewatch it as many times, I think.
Yeah, because that was my
I still love the action.
Yeah, because that was my problem too. It's a wicked film. It's a super good film. But the problem is, I think it's a really compelling film. But I don't think, compared to like The Force Awakens or even all the older Star Wars, it's a fun film. Because there's a difference between those two. Whereas The Force Awakens is a much more fun film. You can sit down, you could laugh your head off over BB-8 and the one-liners and
that's not how the Force works.
Yeah, things like that. This film, there's humor in it, but it is again, it is definitely in smaller quantities and. Yeah, it's.
I mean, it still doesn't. It doesn't have the emotional weight of the saga characters of the Skywalker family, Han Solo, Leia. Even though Rey and Finn and Poe, their chemistry is a lot stronger on screen compared to this one. Okay. This one's just a pure out straight up entertaining war heist movie
Okay.
done well.
Right.
See, I actually thought this reminded me of a lot of Saving Private Ryan.
Yes,
You're not far off there, because
I was like, I'm sitting there going, like they obviously they had the mission, check the plans, and I was like, this is like the same story as not the same story, but it's like
similar lines.
And it's like, and then you watch it, and it's like, yeah, this is just as dark, and I was like.
I think one of the people that wrote the expanded universe, the Darth Bane novelist guy, he literally tweeted, "I thought my novels were dark." And funny you should mention Saving Private Ryan, because I think, yeah, it's kind of funny. The films are called Star Wars, but you never really get a sense that it's a war. It's more like a great big adventure, whereas, no, this is bloody a war. And for once, for once they actually made the rebels actually look cool, because let's face it, the rebels, they always look goofy, with their little penis helmets, whereas
Penis helmet were all.
The Peter cap helmet.
Whereas for the third act, they actually finally got some really cool looking rebel soldiers. You thought, oh my god, I wanted to cosplay those soldiers. They're badasses.
To be fair, they're like a mixture of Hoth and Endor.
Yes,
That's
the
what. That's, I was
commando
like,
team. The
I was like, yeah, the
commando
team again.
are amazing. They did remind me very much of the commandos
From
Return of the
Jedi.
Endor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, they have the same like ponchos, the same backpacks, the same rifles, the same
Uh,
hats.
Helmets.
Not quite.
Not
Their
that
rifles
close.
were
The rifles are newer, but obviously
They
they're
still
like,
had that sort of like donut helmet that
I like
a lot of them were wearing.
the Luke Skywalker helmet.
they kind of, I don't know, they kind of resembled more modern sort of like military sort of like Fritz
They
helmet,
look-
whereas
They look like Vietnam
veterans.
Korean War,
Yeah.
like veterans.
yeah, they
So-
look cool. They didn't look goofy. That's the whole point. And it's also a case of, because I'm a gun nut, because if we went to Star Wars Celebration, I think the majority of us went, it's like, I just thought, oh, that's cute. A lot of the weapons are actually derived from modern M16, whereas the ones in the original saga, they were derived from whatever was like floating around the 60s arsenals, which were like, the crappy little, Sterling submachine guns.
Yeah, the Jyn Erso's pistol is actually a Luger.
Yeah.
It's I can't remember which.
Yeah,
Luger 45, I think.
PO8 Luger, because there's only one. Yeah, because there's only one of them. You're arguing with a gun nut here, but anyway, unfortunately, this review is 7 minutes late because again, people are very ADHD about videos that are over 10 minutes. But to sum up, yep, go out and see this movie. It is that good. But like I said, it's a gritty experience. So. It's not really quite for the kids. As a matter of fact, when I saw kids on the Saturday night, actually before we go, the reason why you need to see this movie, there was no hype for it, which really annoyed me, because it was like the midnight screening, nowhere as big as Force Awakens. And when I saw it on a Saturday at prime time at 6 p.m, half empty cinema. So seriously, guys, you got to go watch this film.
And if you like Clone Wars and Rebels, you'll like this. It's literally just a continuous episode.
I think any kind of Star Wars fan will go and watch it. It's just then trying to get anyone else to come and join in with you is a sort of different matter. I mean, it has made already a good opening, so
Okay, we can only hope, but it's
bombed yet.
Okay, but it's just, I don't know, maybe it's just an overreaction, but I refuse to believe my neck of the woods, which was the Westfield, Stratford, is a backwater. It's not, because because when there was let's say a Marvel film out, like say bloody I don't know, what's that stupid Avengers film? Didn't see Strange, but when I saw Civil War, that was packed. You could not move your arms around. And that was for both the premiere, that was for both the opening night and then on the Saturday. So so literally, guys, go out and support this film. It is that good. And we'll see you next in the spoiler cast, where you can finally unleash. Oh, that sounds rude anyway.